what I would like to present you is just work uh, of Museum of Natural History, which is quite different than Museum of Art or cultural museums, because we generally we were founded to make science, and it is just the point. And in fact, natural museums can uh, prosperate, can perform without any exhibition. And the best example is the biggest museum in Poland, the Zoological Museum, which has no exhibition at all. That's not in our case. It's not the same, because we are quite old museum that inherit from two nations. So the erection was in, okay, you don't see my mouse, yeah, my pointer. Um, anyway, there is no pointer here? No, okay, sorry, I must organize myself another way. So the beginning, the erection was in 19th century, so we are quite old. And okay, we are also focused, as I said at the beginning, on making science. The main purpose of uh, mm, Natural History Museum is describing biodiversity. So that's the point. That's the point, and we do it with our tools. Yeah, and these are concentrated on species description, and together with description of species, we need some specimens, and these specimens, which are attached to original description, are called type specimens or descriptive types. And every uh, museum as our is just the value and prestige of museum is measured with a number of type specimens. Of course, we also do researches that are focused on finding evolutionary relationships between uh, organisms. It is, in fact, reconstructing phylogeny, reconstructing evolution of organic world. Well, so going, because we are still in the university, we are also, of course, university teachers. So we have normal classes, lectures with students. Moreover, we have also some extra education programs, open education as museum lessons, seminars, exhibitions, etc. And to go to the point, we are quite aware of our heritage and our past, and well, we draw from the scientific achievement of two nations. And the guys which are presented here as famous professors, rectors of the university, they are not anonymous. You can find information in the internet or anywhere in the history of Germany. They are prominent people, and they were at the beginning. They founded our collection. They started the business. Yeah. So the part of zoological uh, department started by Johann Gravenhorst and Adolf Eduard Grube, and the botanical part with Ludolf Traverianus, and the mm, famous person in the whole Silesia, Johann Heinrich Robert Geppert. Well, so okay, we know our roots, we know the infrastructure, how it looked like some years ago, uh, quite a lot, and to quite important is to point that 60% of time of living of this institution, it was German university, and it was developed by German nation. So we should remember and be aware. Well, so this is the first point, which is sorry, because I'm unhappy a little bit with the. Can I have it in the different presentation tribe? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I suffer from this view, which I have for me to operate. Never mind. It was last time. So well, I find at least 4 spaces which I consider sensitive legacy. So the first is that we own the biological collections and the whole infrastructure from Germans as kind of spoils of war. Okay, it is such interpretation is common. The second space is that some of these material have a colonial burden. Yeah, so we also should be aware of this fact. The third space of sensitivity is that organisms, especially animals, dedicated to science, sacrificed to science, deserve humane retrieval. I mean here welfare and humane death, killing. And the fourth, which is that research that requires killing organism must not reduce biodiversity, which is quite new approach, I would say, which is something that we discover several decades, maybe 2 decades ago, maybe 4, that we are now just the cause of the 6th huge extinction of biodiversity in planet. So this is also the layer, yeah, when I found also a sensitive legacy of our materials. And as in every normal museum practice, the main sources of biological material are scientific expeditions, also research of museum employees, donations, and purchases. And this is quite constant. Yeah, we still do it, and our progenitors, let me say, made the same. Here I illustrate maybe the most famous expedition that took place in the past in our museum. It was Deutsche Tiefsee-Expedition, led by Professor Kuhn, who was the head of Museum of Natural History. The name was a little bit different. It was Zoologisches Museum in Breslau University. So that's the main sources of material for natural history museums all over the world. It's nothing special. And again, considering the heritage, just my private reflection about it, considering ethical aspects, we can really only guess how all this stuff was obtained. Well, yeah, well, we can, of course, we can anticipate it was taken with colonial manner, let me say, but But in fact, we don't know the methods, and the worst thing is that we sometimes do not want to know it. It's sometimes better not to know. Uh, Ironically speaking. uh, well, so mostly we do not care. We do not care how the previous owners of another nation became owners of all this material. It is for us just comfortable, and it takes 8 decades. Yeah, and on the other hand, the truth is that for these 80 years, we have profited from this material, from this rich mm, mm, and well, we we are beneficent, yeah, all the time we are beneficent of these materials collected by Germans. And now, what I am speaking about, what are the collections? These are, of course, specimens, just animals fixed in preservants, fixed in formalin or alcohol or other liquids. And the important thing is that they are labeled with uh, geographic coordinates, roughly, and with date. So what is more, of course, you have having the whole specimen. Yeah, you can get its morphology, anatomy, its DNA, because it is possible now to take samples of DNA. You can take, I don't know, anything, heavy metals, isotopes. Yeah, you can make researches on such material, and we do it. And not only we do it, and we have also it to serve for other scientists that visit us, because museum uh, mm, is open for visiting scientists. It's just a rule, not written, just a common rule to be open. Okay, and okay, how much? It is also a table. Uh, Taking, for example, invertebrates, there is about 1 million of specimens. Of course, we cannot count it precisely. Nobody is going to count up to 1 million, and we can only estimate this. Yeah, and descriptive types, descriptive specimens are again quite a lot more, quite almost 1,000. Taking insects are the most numerous group of animals in the world. So we have also the biggest representative of these animals, etc. Some other vertebrates which are not so numerous but more spectacular, higher vertebrates again, and plants. So that's what is inside, what is in our shelves. Yeah, and again, the story about sensitivity of the stuff. We have end of the history, the old history. I mean, the 1945, the building of the museum was bombed at the end by Russian soldiers, and half of the scientific collections were damaged, and 90% of exhibits was destroyed also. And we know it from the estimation of the last German head of the museum, Mr. Professor Ferdinand Pax Jr. He was witness of these things. And the new history started in the same year with Polish pioneers coming from Lemberg first, and then also from Warsaw, They were professionalists. They knew what to do with all this stuff, with this rich collections, and the history starts again. But the documentation, the catalog that we inherited were very fragmented. So we, in fact, lost the contact with the collections we had. Yeah, so it is even now, this is all. You can see here everything what we have from German times in the matter of documentation, some catalogs, some income books, papers, etc. And we are biologists, and we cannot connect all these notes with real material. So we need some historian. I invite, if somebody is interested, just to work with these papers. I will be happy to have such support. Well, we also use the materials in the exhibitions. We make education, etc. And what is additional profit for us, we get owners of extinct species. It is also inherited from German history. So we have 10 extinct species now, which is just an inheritage of nature and human being too. And 10 again, 10 more strictly and critically endangered. Well, I'm in the middle of my presentation, maybe. So, sorry. Well, again, going back to sensitivity, we are proud. We are proud to have all these goods, yes, and in our pragmatic and in the same opportunistic approach, we just lost something. We lost sensitivity to the methods which were used to obtain all this biological material, and we are really ignorant in the knowledge of the provenance of the collection. And still, it is not an object of our interest. We just do our business. Yeah, so that's the problem, because you know, opportunistic approach means that it's better not to ask too many questions, because you can get confusing answers. So it's better not to ask and go ahead. So it's such approach, which is, I think, just common human being. And I'm just finishing the last two problems, which are specifically connected with human, sorry, with animals. I mean the welfare and reduction of biodiversity, but that is written in some codex. Yeah, it is international. Some organizations that take care about it, and we just follow. And so my time is up. Yeah. So I simply invite you to our museum. Thank you.